Carl and Dan here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short, and it is track by track time as we're taking a listen to probably, as of the time recording, the most modern album we've done in a while, as this one came out on the 11th of August, 2023. It is Recovery by the post-hardcore alternative rock band To Kill Achilles. It is their latest release out via a rising empire. I think it's just worth saying that this is probably one of the bands that we cross over the most on in regards to like enjoyment. Like we tend to both agree that this is a great band.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they're fucking fantastic.
Yeah, and this is a great album. I think it's a great album. I'm still listening to it now.
It's regular play over here.
Yes, indeed. I want to hear some of these songs played live, though. We should have seen them in September, an album launch show in London, but it was cancelled, unfortunately. So hopefully at some point in 2024, no doubt.
Yes, that was very sad, but yeah.
It is what it is. All right, we'll get into this then, and we start with And I'm an Addict. This is a great opening track with a refined rawness that permeates it. To Kill Achilles delivering a brash showcase of their relatability. It is fiery, it is fast, delivering a punchy blast of energized heaviness with errant and heartfelt melodies. For me, it is not only the perfect start to the album, it is a bar setter. Like, this is already a high point, and it's like, here's the bar, can it be topped?
Yeah, I can see that completely. It's got so much energy. It's got that immediate ferocity that you'd kind of expect from To Kill Achilles. It's got that, it's drowned in reverb and sadness and cool riffs, and some of the vocal layering in the song makes, like, it scratches that part of your brain where you're like, yeah, this is fucking great. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's a great reintroduction to them. Chemical Counterpart is next. And once again, for me, the word to sum it up is simply wow. It's a less instrumentally intense listen. It's melodic, it's dramatic, but the lyrical content is downright poetry. One of the strongest aspects of To Kill Achilles overall is often their lyrical content. And how those words are expressed might send shivers down the spine. An incredible vocal performance, alongside a massive chorus and a more desperate closing stage, helps confirm this for me as another absolutely brilliant track.
Yeah, that chorus is so huge, and in a live environment, I could see that popping off so well. Yeah, like I could see them ending a set with this. You know, it's heart-wrenching, and vocalist's vocal performance, where he's got that kind of like raspy, not like a vocal performance, like shouting, but it's desperate, it's clawing, you know,
it's tearing the back of your vocal cords almost. Yeah. 2 for 2. When the lights go off. Take a deep breath. The animated post-hardcore side is on full and dangerous display with this track. For me, this is when, like we're talking live, when the energy has dropped a little bit and you want to get everyone back up, this is what you're going to play. The pit is going to explode when this track gets played live.
Yeah, this is a pit start for sure. It has to be. It's got so much energy, and it's got those down-tuned guitars. With such a raw sound here, like even the elements of the start where you can hear the metronome start, stuff like that, just to add to the overall grittiness and rawness of it. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it is indeed. And that continues into Blue. For me personally, one of the album's most emotionally affecting and draining efforts. The lyrical content, again, I have to mention it here, it's on another level. Blue is a very special track for me. It's emotional. Don't be surprised if you end up shedding a tear or two over this one.
Well, I guess the idea of being the father always scared me. Responsibility. Well, I guess it doesn't serve me. But in times when I'm alone, I tend to think
remember listening to the album the day before we went to Bloodstock, and this song I got stuck at. And I was like, "Fuck, that hits hard." And once again drowned in that sadness-soaked sound that you come to expect of To Kill Achilles, that they haven't fully done it with everything. So when it comes here, you're like, oh shit, this is the To Kill Achilles. I know it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. This is a showcase of that side, that melancholic shroud sheen that covers the band is on full display here. Living in a Memory. Again, no complaining about the melody that makes up this track. It's very passionate, pure and concealed, that you feel in your soul. I like this one again.
Yeah, this one, the mix really gets me. You've got those elements in the background. The piano that comes in around a minute makes it, for me, that melody.
Freshens things up.
It does. It's like, oh, that's really nice, you know?
Agreed. Okay, up to 15 years. And after all of that, it is probably time we get something with a little bit more energy. And this is an animated one with wicked riffs that are humming nicely. A track that gets more and more intense. But again, it has that cherry on top. Like, you're thinking like Delicious Cake and stuff like that kind of thing, and you want to put the cherry on top. The dramatic sounding chorus. This is a hidden gem, I reckon, on the album.
It's one of my favorites from the album. It's so frustratingly catchy that I find myself singing it all the time. That chorus, just it gets stuck in there. And I think it's mental that the clean singer is the drummer. Like, what the fuck? It's mental to me, but this song is a hidden gem.
Yeah. No Love is a Crime. An incredibly strong statement that reminds listeners that the Kill Achilles are one of the most relatable bands in the entire world. Love whoever you want. I love them for what they do. And this is that track.
Yeah, this song comes in very close to home, you know? And it's lovely. It's also another one of my favorites. This like middle chunk of the album holds a lot of the amazing tracks.
I make the argument there isn't a bad one on it, you know, and even the stuff that's not maybe as strong as others is still a good track, you know. It's just the bar is so high. Then we get Rats, a stunning piece of music with some of the best vocals and lyrics the band has ever put out. Rats is To Kill Achilles. It is them. You'll hear it, you'll recognize it, but it is such a step forward. It beggars belief. The combination of frenzied instrumentation, electric melodies, and vocal power is stunning. I reckon that if you were to get 100 To Kill Achilles fans in their room and say, tell me your favorite track from Recovery, I reckon at least 50%, if not more than that, will say Rats.
Why do I feel the pressure when I walk into a room like all the eyes are on me, like I'm something to consume, and it's all based on how I present myself and how I let them see all my empowered wealth. Well, I don't get it cause I'm just trying to be myself, but now I'm scared cause they could leave me on a shelf and forget that we had ever even met, all because of how I look or what I drive around my body.
I agree. I even know Elle's like favorite song at the minute is Rats, you know. It is that good. The lyrics, once again, very close to home. And it got to the point where I've started trying to teach myself it because I listen to it so much. That riff is always in my head that I've started to try and learn it.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. There's so many aspects to it that are brilliant, and especially I find that when a band drops a single, like the first single, I will listen to it a lot before the album comes out, and I might get tired of it. I didn't have that with Rats at all. It's still probably my most listened to track from Recovery, you know.
Agreed. It is, and like I said, I had the same thing. After I probably listened to Rats to death before the album was even came my way, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly on the album. Ghost Town. This just gets right up in your face with some chunky and abrasive noise. I'm here for this shit. As much as I love To Kill Achilles, mellower side, melancholic side, heartfelt lyrical content and stuff, I will never not complain about them just getting a little bit nasty with it. And this is nice for that.
I'm never gonna be annoyed about some unapologetic, pissed off noise.
Yeah.
Like, and that's exactly what Ghost Town is. But they never lose sight of what they are or the sounds that they have curated, you know?
Yeah. And it sits nicely as well because you get Rats, you get Ghost Town, and then you hit The Cave. And The Cave is a very beautiful, very earnest track with lovely melodies, strong building rhythm, and an overall explosive, heartfelt sound. It is, again, quite something special.
I like the cave, and yeah, it's dark, but it feels safe. And I'm not ready to behave like everyone walking the pavement. They're all exposed to the elements and expectations of a life I should be living.
This is different for To Kill Achilles. It's less of that. It's upsetting, don't get me wrong, but it's a different kind of upsetting. You know, you've still got those aspects, like you've still got bits of drums, and the very chilled out guitar melody, but it never explodes. You know.
Yeah, it really is. I would urge people, if you want to know a little bit more about this particular track, there is a very, very important story behind this. Go watch the interview that I conducted with Mark, the vocalist, and we talk about this track. We talk about the story behind this track in that hour-long interview. So do go check it out. He's a wonderful human being and really opens up about it. Okay, and finally, it is the title track, Recovery, and it is a gigantic and glorious track. If you think you've heard everything this band has to offer, you haven't. This closing track is like nothing else the band has done, filled with elaborate and effective melodies, punchy and prevailing bouts of heaviness, and some of the album's strongest vocals overall. From beginning to end, it is banging, and Recovery, what a brilliant finale.
Yeah, I mean, how much can I say? Like, I saw the track listing sort of 6 minutes and went, oh shit, okay, cool. And like listening to it, I'm like, yeah, this is great, this is massive, I can see them ending, but the fucking saxophone? The saxophone solo? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
I'm
quite
listening
unusual.
to it and just being like, what the fuck? This is amazing. Like, how are you gonna release this album and then go home and have to do more? How are you gonna try and go above that? You put a saxophone solo in your song. What do you do from there?
Do 2 saxophones.
Yeah. Have a whole song of saxophones.
There it is. Yeah, that is Recovery by To Kill Achilles. If you didn't already get it by us talking through, we're both massive fans of this record and this band. But as always, we've got to narrow this down to the 3 that we would recommend you listen to. So I've kind of, for me, on this one, I could have chosen anyway. So what I've basically done is I chose 3 at random.
Yeah.
So go on, you can tell me, you can go with your 3 first.
I think I made it quite obvious, but 15 Years, No Love Is a Crime, Rats, all in a row in that one little chunk.
We're not too far off, to be fair. We actually do match up on 15 Years and Rats, but my 3rd is Chemical Counterpart. But listen, any of them could work. I mean, to do this, we have to leave off And I'm an Addict, and I would say that is a must listen. We have to leave off Blue. We have to leave off The Cave and Recovery. Just listen to the full thing.
It's the whole album.
It's not even that long of an album, so it's not like you got to give over an hour and 10 minutes. You know, it's a succinct album to the point. Just listen to the whole thing. There you go. That's our thoughts on Recovery from To Kill Achilles. Let us know yours in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at gbhbl. Just search for gbhbl and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.